Can anyone tell me what were the important topics which I have given in the fungi? Do you have any idea? Is it not audible, Vishra Begum? Is my voice is very low?
Somewhat, sir.
Now is it clear?
It
Now is
is
it clear?
clear, but yes, sir.
I have increased the volume now. Actually, the volume is low. The volume of microphone is very,
Okay,
very
sir.
low. Okay, thank you. So what were the important topics which we have discussed earlier during month of March and April? In fungi, I think reproduction in albugo is one of the topics, right? Reproduction in albugo is one of the topic I have given as important topic. Am I right? Albugo candida. Albugo candida belongs to Mastigomycotina, which was the first division in fungi. Under Mastigomycotina, we have one type study in our syllabus, that is albugo. Albugo candida, which is also known as Cystopus, or it is also known as white rust fungi, which cause white rust on crucifers, which cause white rust on crucifers. If you see the systematic position of albugo, division Eumycota, subdivision Mastigomycotina, class Oomycetes, order Paranosporans, and family Albuginaceae, genus Albugo. Okay. Division Eumycota,
Okay.
subdivision Mastigomycotina, class Oomycetes, order Paranosporans, family Albuginaceae, and the genus Albugo. Albugo is an obligate parasite, which is a parasite on cruciferous members or Brassicaceae members. Cruciferous or Brassicaceae members like Brassica nigra, mustard. Do you know about mustard? తెలుగులో ఆవాలు అంటాం, ఆవాలు. Brassica nigra, and your Brassica oleracea variety capitata, Brassica oleracea variety gangliodis. These plants belongs to Brassicaceae, or you can say cruciferous members. This pathogen, albugo, cause white rust on crucifers mainly. White rust disease on crucifers. White rust is the powder which is present on the abaxial surface of leaf or lower surface of the leaf. White rust is nothing but the spores or conidia of albugo. Conidia of albugo. Albugo present intercellular position in the leaf tissue of crucifers. Intercellular in position. The mycelium is present in intercellular region. The empty spaces which are present in between the cells. The empty spaces present in between the cells are called intercellular spaces. The fungal hypha or mycelium, you can say, mycelium is present in the intercellular region where it grows. It absorbs nutrients from the host cells with the help of haustoria. which we have discussed all these things. But the important thing is here is reproduction in albugo. Albugo reproduces asexually and sexually. Albugo reproduces asexually and sexually. Albugo reproduces asexually by means of sporangia, or you can say conidia, usually conidia. Albugo reproduces conidia. Let me share one diagram, then you will understand very easily. Let me share first. So here you can see. Is PPT visible?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Is PPT visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Here you can see in the picture, it is very clearly visible now. If you say this is the transverse section of infected leaf, transverse section of infected leaf, and this is the lower epidermis of the leaf. Here you can see lower epidermis. This one is the upper epidermis. This is here you can see the polychaete like tissue, and this is the spongy tissue. And here you can see there are empty spaces in between the cells. These spaces are called intercellular spaces. Here mycelium is present. Fungal hyphae is present here. Vegetative mycelium of fungi is present here. The filaments, you can see, fungal filaments are present in the region of intercellular position where it grows and develops. At the end of life cycle of albugo, it produces a club-shaped structures below the lower epidermis, just below the lower epidermis. Here you can see a polychaete-like tissue. A polychaete-like tissue is produced at the end of the life cycle. At the end of the life cycle, if you see each cell, it looks like a club-shaped structure. Club-shaped structure. అమ్మా ఇక్కడ మీకు పాలిషెడ్ లైక్ టిష్యూ కనిపిస్తుంది చూడండి. నేను రెడ్ కలర్ డాట్ తో మీకు హైలైట్ చేసి చూపిస్తున్నాను. These are the pores or conidiophores. They produce conidia on their top. So these are known as conidiophores. These conidiophores are produced by the vegetative hyphae, which is present in between the intercellular regions, right? At the end of the life cycle, the vegetative mycelium produce club-shaped structures just below the lower epidermis of the host. So these structures, these club-shaped or polychaete-like tissue-like structures are known as conidiophore. Here you can see a stalk-like structure, conidiophore, which produce conidia on their top or at their apexes. So here you can see conidiophore. Phore is nothing but a stalk. Phore. Phore is nothing but a stalk-like structure that produce conidia, are known as conidiophores. They produce conidia. And this conidia produce conidia in what manner? Can anyone have idea? How the conidia are arranged at the apex of conidiophore? What is the mode of arrangement of conidiophores? If you see, large sized conidiophores are present at the top of the chain of conidia. Here you can see chain of conidia. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you see the chain of conidia, which is produced by one conidiophore, if you see the large conidia is present at the top of the chain. and gradually the size decreases from top to bottom. The large conidia is present at the top and small conidia is present at the bottom of the chain. So this type of mode of arrangement is known as basipetalous succession, basipetalous manner, basipetalous manner. Okay. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Okay, okay, thank you, thank you. And in between the conidia, there is a disc-like structure. A disc-like structure is present in between conidia. In between conidia, this disc-like structure is known as disjunctor. A disc-like structure is present in between the conidia, which is useful to liberate the conidia, or which is useful for the dispersal of conidia, right? And these conidia are produced exogenously. Usually in fungi, spores are produced inside the sporangium endogenously, usually. But here, the conidia are produced exogenously on the top of conidiophore. Exogenously. తెలుగులో బహిర్జనితం అంటాం. బహిర్జనితంగా ఏర్పడతాయి. ఆధార ఆభిసార క్రమంలో అమరి ఉన్నాయి. Large conidia is present at the top of the conidia chain, and the size of the conidia are gradually decreased from top to bottom. The mature conidia is present at the top of the chain, which is the first formed one. So these conidia are produced by conidiophore one by one exogenously. Conidia are produced exogenously. They are arranged in basipetalous succession. In between the conidia, disjunctor or disc-like structures are present. So these disc-like structures are useful for the separation of conidia from each other. And total structure, conidia and total structure looks like a white bristle on the lower surface of the leaf of the crucifer members. White color bristle, or you can say patches, white color patches, right? And these conidia exert pressure on the lower epidermis of the host cell. As a result, what happened? A pressure is exerted on the lower epidermis of the host cell. As a result, the epidermis ruptures. The host lower epidermis is ruptured due to the pressure which is exerted by the conidiophores, developing conidiophores. As a result, a gap is produced. Through this gap, conidias are released outside, and each conidia fall on the ground, or you can say on a healthy plant, another healthy plant, and it germinates and produce fungal hyphae, and this hyphae, which is also known as germitube, you can say. This germitube enters into the host tissue through the stomata, or you can say pores. So in this way, albugo reproduces asexually by means of conidia. Conidia are the spores which are produced exogenously. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Shall we
Yes, sir.
move to, shall we move? Yeah, okay. Shall we move to next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me share another diagram, that is sexual reproduction in albugo. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. What is the type of sexual reproduction? Can anyone tell me how many types of sexual reproductions are there in fungi as well as in algae also? Can anyone? Types of sexual reproductions. No one have idea?
5 types.
I have. Can you tell me what are the 5 types?
Isogamy, anisogamy, oogamy,
Okay. Very good.
gametangial contact,
Okay.
and metagamy.
Gametangial copulation. Very good. Very good. So here in albugo, the type of sexual reproduction is oogamy. The type of sexual reproduction is oogamy or oogamous type of sexual reproduction. And what is the female reproductive organ and what is the male reproductive organ in albugo? We have discussed all these things in the month of February, in the month of January or February. What is the male reproductive organ and what is the female reproductive organ?
Antheridium. Male
Yeah,
sex
exactly.
organ is
Antheridium.
antheridium. Female sex organ is oogonium.
Yeah, exactly right. Who is that? May I know the name?
Niharika, sir.
Niharika, very good. Very good. Male reproductive organ is antheridium and the female reproductive organ is oogonium. In albugo, both male and female reproductive organs are present or produced side by side. They are present side by side. If you see in the diagram, it is clearly visible. Let me annotate. Let me annotate. Here you can see this is oogonium and this one is the antheridium. Oogonium and antheridium lie side by side. They are arranged side by side, right? On the lateral side, usually antheridium is formed on the lateral side of oogonium and which is club shape. Antheridium is in club shaped or sometimes it is dumbbell shaped. And it has 6 to 12 nuclei. Initially, antheridium has 6 to 12 nuclei. 6 to 12 nuclei are present in the antheridium so that it is cenocytic in condition or multinucleate condition. Cenocytic in condition initially. At maturity, only one functional nucleus is present in the antheridium. During early stages or young stage, there are 6 to 12 nuclei in the antheridium. At maturity, of which only one nucleus become functional and remaining all nuclei will destroy. Somebody is joining now. It is already almost, what is the time? 3:26, 3:30. 30 minutes are passed. Okay. Only one functional nuclei is present at maturity, right? And the functional nucleus is present at the center, and which is present in the granular cytoplasm. Granular cytoplasm is present in the antheridium. Only one functional nucleus is present at maturity, and which is present in the granular cytoplasm. Granular cytoplasm. Along with granular cytoplasm, the nucleus will become a male gamete. The nucleus with granular cytoplasm is modified into a male gamete, right? So in this way, male gamete is produced inside the antheridium. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Coming to oogonium. Oogonium is present on the lateral side of the antheridium, which is usually spherical in shape, and which is formed at the top of the filament, and which is globular in shape, and which is having 100 nuclei, and dense cytoplasm is present inside the oogonium. Dense cytoplasm is present in the oogonium along with 100 nuclei, and the cytoplasm in the oogonium is divided into two regions. At the center, nuclei, 100 nuclei are present along with cytoplasm. The central region of cytoplasm is known as ooplasm, and the peripheral cytoplasm, the cytoplasm which is present around the ooplasm, is known as periplasm. Here, cytoplasm or the protoplasm, which is present in the oogonium, is differentiated into two regions. At the center, the cytoplasm contains nuclei, and this protoplasm is known as ooplasm. And the cytoplasm which is encircled by the ooplasm, and which encircles the ooplasm, is known as periplasm. Periplasm is present peripherally to the ooplasm. And the ooplasm is dense and which is having nuclei. In this also, only one functional nucleus is present at maturity. Remaining nucleus will become destroyed. And the periplasm is containing vacuoles, numerous vacuoles. Okay, along with ooplasm, along with functional nucleus, the ooplasm will be modified into female gamete inside the oogonium. Female gamete inside the oogonium. So in this way, male and female gametes are formed inside the gametangia. Is that clear, Amma? Can I explain once?
Clear, sir.
So, okay. Male reproductive organ is antheridium. Female reproductive organ is oogonium. Both are present side by side, right? Antheridium is usually club-shaped or dumbbell-shaped, and which is having 6 to 12 nuclei in early stages. At maturity, only one functional nucleus is remains, and remaining all nuclei will destroy. And this functional nucleus, along with the cytoplasm, will be modified into male gamete, and which is present lateral side of the oogonium. Oogonium is present on the lateral side of the antheridium, which is spherical in structure, and which is present at the top of the filament, and which is produced at the top of the filament, and which is having 100 nuclei initially. And the protoplasm is differentiated into 2 parts. The central protoplasm with nuclei are called ooplasm, and the peripheral protoplasm is known as peripheral cytoplasm is known as periplasm. Ooplasm contain nuclei, 100 nuclei. Periplasm contain vacuoles. At maturity, except one nucleus, remaining all nuclei will destroy. And this functional nuclei along with ooplasm modified into female gamete. Female gamete. And let us discuss about the fertilization. After attaining the maturity, there is a receptive spot which is present on the side of the antheridium. A receptive hyphae is present. A receptive hyphae is present on the oogonium, that is female reproductive organ, and this receptive hyphae is present towards antheridium. Receptive hyphae is present on oogonium. At the time of fertilization, the antheridium contact the oogonium. So in this way, it is also known as paragynous type. Male and female reproductive organs or contact each other side by side, and which is known as paragynous type. And a fertilization tube is produced by antheridium, and this fertilization tube penetrates through the receptive hyphae of oogonium. And finally it enters into the oogonium. There it releases the male gamete. So where the male gamete fuses with the female gamete, as a result a diploid zygote is formed. Due to the fusion of male and female gametes, a diploid zygote is formed. Is that clear, Amma? Am I clear? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this way, fertilization takes place in between male and female gametes. As a result, a diploid zygote is formed. Let us see the post-fertilization changes. Usually in higher animals or higher plants, what happens? The zygote undergo mitotic divisions and produce embryo. Usually in case of bryophytes, in case of pteridophytes, in case of higher plants, that is very common. But here, the zygote may not undergo mitotic divisions. After forming the zygote, a resting spore is formed. A resting spore is formed, which is known as oospore. The zygote is modified into oospore, which is a resting spore, which is useful to withstand unfavorable conditions. Whenever the favorable conditions are available, that oospore germinates or undergo meiosis. So whatever the changes occur after what you say, dormancy, you can say dormancy. Where under unfavorable conditions, no changes are taking place inside the oospore. No changes have occurred in the oospore. It remains dormant. So whenever the favorable conditions are available, then the changes are occurred in the oospore. Oospore is the resting spore, and it has a thick wall, and it has two layers. Outer layer of the oospore is called exospore, and the inner layer is called endospore. Whenever the favorable conditions are available, the diploid nucleus of the oospore undergo divisions. Successive and repeated divisions are occurred in the oospore. As a result, 32 nuclei are formed. 32 nuclei are formed in the oospore of albugo. 32 nuclei are formed in the oospore of albugo. In this stage, it undergo resting. It undergo resting or resting period. Whenever the favorable conditions are available, oospore germinates. Oospore germinates, and the nuclei inside the oospore undergo mitotic division here. Sorry, meiotic divisions. The nuclei of oospore undergo meiotic divisions. As a result, haploid nuclei are formed in the oospore. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
And the protoplasm of oospore is cleaved into 100 pieces. The protoplasm of oospore cleaved into 100 pieces. Each piece is received one nucleus and modified into unicellular spore. Each piece of protoplasm of oospore is modified into a spore-like structure which is having two flagella. Spores are produced inside the oospore, and each spore has two flagella. Biflagellate spores are produced in the oospore, and the wall of the oospore absorbs water and it ruptures. As a result, the motile zoospores, or you can say zoospores. The motile spores are also known as zoospores, released into the surrounding environment. And each zoospore germinates and produces vegetative hyphae or filaments of albugo. So in this way, albugo reproduces sexually. And here one important thing is that oospore produce again spores, biflagellate spores. That is very important. They are formed due to meiosis. So we will